Welcome to Extravagant Fragrances, folks. It is Wednesday around 5 p.m. and just going to knock out some orders. I ended up pulling the all-nighter because we had the Labor Day weekend, and I just get super backed up. But I wanted to talk a little bit about reasons for anyone and everyone getting into a sales business. And the reason why I encourage that so much for anyone and everyone is because of our changing economy and the changing times. The difference between a sales business and, let's say, a 9-to-5 or something where you're getting paid on salary is, a raise only comes but so often, right? So let's say if you work for government, or you work in a school, or I think that would count as government, or is that state? Anyways, you only see a raise every so often, but the thing is that, with the inflation of the dollar, like, I'll give you an example. Like, right now, like, I rent, okay? I don't own a home, I rent. So we're seeing that the rent is gonna go up, right? Now, let's say somebody who's on a fixed income, that might not be doing too good for someone who's on a fixed income, where they know exactly how much they're getting paid every month, or every week and whatnot, and they don't know when they're gonna get another raise. That doesn't work out too well for somebody who's on a fixed income. So this is why I highly encourage, even if you're on a fixed income, or even if you're the type of person that, you get paid on the salary, right? Especially now, it's common now, a lot of people, they end up living outside of their means, so, Joe Schmo makes about, let's say $6,000-7,000 a month, right? But he done went and bought a house, and the house mortgage is, let's say, $3,500 a month, right? In a nice area. And then he's got gas, he commutes to work, he likes to party on the weekends, then he's got utilities he's got to pay, then he always has to burn a hole in his pocket, right? So for somebody who likes to live that kind of lifestyle, where every single penny that they earn is kind of like pushed all the way to the edge, and they're just living on the edge, you need to think about having some extra income that comes in. And I'm talking about like an income where you're actually earning money, but it's steadily, the business, you're steadily earning money, and the business revenues increase gradually to counteract the inflation of the dollar and the price increases and the different daily things that we need, all the consumables that we need, right? So like the rent, for instance, or utilities, for example, or whatever it is that goes up, in price over time. It serves you well to have something, even if you're working on a salary or a 9-to-5, it's beneficial for you to have some kind of sales business to kind of counteract that, because that's the ideal thing to have in an economy where, a carton of eggs yesterday was $1, today it's $2.50, right? And you've got, let's say, 4 or 5 kids to feed, right? So you want to be able to counteract the inflating dollar. And I hate to use this as an example, because as Americans, we're very proud people. We don't like people to know, if we're struggling or if we're going through tough economic times. Everything is a front. Everything is like, look at me, I got a new car. Look at my car. Look at my this. Look at my that I am paying the loans on, right? That I don't actually own, but this is my house, this is my car, that the bank still owns. right? So we like to put on this front. But the thing is that, you know, our situation is such that, you know, if you go to places like Mexico, they figured it out, right? I mean, I'm talking like straight across the Mexican border, Tijuana. I know that's not all of Mexico, but, you know, most of your third world countries, the poor there, or I wouldn't really call them poor, because my mother always had a saying. She always said that she was taught, you know, if you can sell, you can survive. And that's really the kind of the layout, the cookie cutter layout that's in every third world country that is a consumer country, you know, or should I say a country that's being consumed from, right? And that's how you survive in that type of economy, is to sell, to buy and sell, to trade goods, you know, because there's no limit, there's no cap, right? There's no cap on how much money you can make or how big you can grow your business. So that's kind of where we're at, you know. As Americans, we don't really like to, like I said, we don't like to put on this image that, you know, we're struggling or this or that, and, you know, oh, you know, some people actually view selling as like, as if you're begging. No, that's way more honorable than begging, you know. That's way more honorable than begging for money, you know, is to actually go out and earn it. I had one friend who took a trip overseas, and somebody told him to say, "Oh, you're a hustler," right? And they said it kind of like in a negative way, in a negative sense. And his response was, "When was the last time you got to just get up and leave your job and go on a vacation? You know, when's the last time you just said, you know what, I'm gonna pack up and go on a vacation for a couple weeks or a few weeks or a month?" So this is what, you know, being in the sales business allows you to do. And this is not just for my fragrance viewers. This is also for those who, you know, maybe you like to sell, I don't know, car parts, you know, anything sales. This is not just for the fragrance viewers, but this is something you should look at, you know, and particularly for those who have a 9-to-5, or those who are living off of a salary. Because again, like I said, you know, you have a car problem, a transmission goes out, somebody in your family gets hurt, a funeral, you know, somebody needs a plane ticket to come to a funeral, whatever, and you're that, you know, you might be that go-to person that your family goes to whenever they need help. You know, it really helps to have, you know, extra income coming in, whereas opposed to if you worked at 9-to-5 or the salary, you already know exactly how much you're making. So if emergencies come up and you've already got your budget kind of like figured out, and like, okay, this money's for the mortgage, this money's for the rent, this money's for the car insurance, this money's for the cell phone, and you've got yourself spread all the way to the, you know, to the edge, you know, a business that where you have some generating sales coming in, you know, you're generating sales and there's no cap. That's going to help you in the kind of economic times that we're in, where the price of things are going up. Okay, so this is just a little pointer for today, why you should be in sales. And it doesn't matter who you are. Some people say, well, I'm not good at selling. I was never good at selling. And it's something that I learned, that sales is something that you learn and you become good at. It's not something that you're just talented. Some people are, you know, naturally just gravitate towards it, but the reality of it is that when you went for that job interview at the 9-to-5 or a salary position or whatever it is that you were going to work for a company, you had to sell the fact that you were worthy enough for that position. So everybody is a salesman or saleswoman to some extent. So keep that in mind. This is my little tip for today. Subscribe to my newsletter on the website, folks. I'm always updating the website with new fragrances. And also give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel when you get a chance. Take care and have a good one, folks.